Guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all well. Today I'm here with a very requested video. This is the new FIONA Style Luminous Finish Foundation. I did saw some requests for doing a review on their foundations, and I saw Tati Glam Life Guru. She said that she is in love with their matte finish foundation, and I usually do not like matte foundations, although I have oily skin. But I did get their luminous finish foundation. This is the FIONA Styles. She's a makeup artist, and this is her packaging. It is a beautiful dark eggplant purpley color. All of her packaging has the same color, like this, for example, foundation bottle. It has the same color of the top. I'm first of all, right off the bat, I'm so impressed with the whole look of the bottle of this foundation. It feels very heavy, very good weight it has to it. I love that it has a pump. It retails for $30. I have the shade number 4, which is natural beige, and you get 10 shades in this range, and the shades are actually go to the very dark color, so I really like that about it. The bottle is just so beautiful. I love this bottle look. It just is so nice to get a pump, and it is just so beautiful in general. I did get this foundation yesterday, and once I tried this foundation, I cannot tell you that how freaking amazing the coverage of this luminous and dewy finish foundation is. Like, I was so blown away that the amount of coverage that I got on my face, it was just so unreal. I had to buff the foundation really well. So this is one of those foundations that stays just like a liquid foundation. It's not very runny when you apply it, and you have to make sure you buff this foundation really well. I recommend using a good foundation brush that has synthetic bristles, and it buffs the product really well. You can definitely use a sponge if you prefer, but I recommend either to your brush or to your sponge. Definitely try to add some sort of a MAC Fix Plus or makeup setting spray, so you wet your brush and your foundation sponge a little bit more so it blends well, and it kind of shears out the coverage, because honestly this is just so full coverage. Like, it removes everything. For that reason, I'm so glad that I didn't get the matte finish, because when the foundation is kind of full coverage, it tends to cake up really easily, and I have never had a experience with a foundation that has a luminous finish but it has such a great coverage. So I could see some of my texture and some of the bumps that I had on my face. So for that reason, I'm so glad that I did only get the luminous finish. It does blend really seamlessly. Like, you don't see any marks or any trace of your foundation brush. It does blend really well into the skin and becomes in one with your skin. I love how radiant it looks. It looks very fresh, and it also provides such a great hydration onto your skin. So the texture is really weightless, and it just feels really comfortable on the skin. Also, I did set my under eyes for my concealer, and I did set my T-zone because that's what they recommend on the website on Ulta. And also, I usually do that since I have oily skin. I usually gravitate towards the foundation that has a luminous finish, and they usually are not the one that's supposed to be long lasting. So for that reason, I always try to mattify my T-zone, and I recommend that for you if you want your foundation to stay longer and your results of your skin stays better. But even after applying the powder, you can see how beautiful and dewy and luminous this foundation holds up. I just am so blown away by the quality of this foundation. Now I'm sure the matte foundation is as good as this one, because everyone was raving about the matte foundation. But I'm again so glad that I did get the hydrating luminous finish one, because it just looks really nice. It again is meeting all of my preferences, that it does provide such a great coverage. It does blend really nice. It is very weightless, and it keeps my skin very hydrated and moisturized. I cannot see any pores or any lines. It doesn't emphasize it. Also, the finish and everything about this foundation is just one of my favorites. Also, I really like the pump of this foundation because it squirts out a little bit of product. So I did use about 2.5 pumps. So I really like that you can control how much product you are getting out of it, only because this is such a great full coverage foundation and you don't want to pile on a lot of makeup, because even this one is luminous finish and it can cake up, since it has a lot of full full coverage pigments in it, it can tend to get, you know, kind of cakey looking. But when you try to spray your foundation brush or your beauty blender, definitely you get away that cakiness, and it just gives your skin a beautiful radiant finish. I can recommend this foundation to people who have normal to combination skin, because for some reason, since it is very full coverage, I don't know how it's gonna work on people who have very dry skin, unless, as I mentioned, you have to make sure you buff this foundation really well. Because I don't know, once I was applying it, although I have combo to oily skin, it was kind of, you know, tending to get a little bit more caked up. So for that reason, I'm really scared to, you know, recommend this for people who have dry skin and you have flaky and dry patches all over. So I don't know how it's gonna react and if it does sit well on those areas or not. But if you have even you know, someone like me who has combo to oily skin but always loves, you know, a glowy face, this foundation is just beautiful and works well. It reminds me a lot of NARS Sheer Glow. It has that, you know, luminous glowy, you know, finish after you apply this foundation, but you know, since the coverage is so high coverage, it can become a little bit cakey and, you know, I don't know, maybe somehow splotchy and, you know, slide away. So for that reason, I don't know how it's gonna react to everybody's different skin types, but so far it's actually a really great foundation. Also, it doesn't have any SPF, so you will be fine wearing this during any flash photography. And yes, I think that's all about it. Let's go ahead and see me applying this all over, and then I'll be right back. Guys, enjoy this foundation review. If you guys have tried this, let me know what you think about it and what skin type you are, so maybe some other people can get benefits from your comments. Let me know what you think about this product. Will you purchase or not? And also don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.